Today we are going to talk about Bhagavad Gita and how do we teach Bhagavad Gita to the kids. So before we start telling about Bhagavad Gita to the kids, first of all let's set some standards to anyone, be it kids or being it adults or teenagers, anyone. Because nowadays people are very much reasoning. They want a reason behind everything. So the perception behind anyone's mind about Bhagavad Gita is that it is a mythology and it has been told somewhere by someone and it's so divine that we cannot follow. Only few people who are following the path of spirituality, they can follow this thing and see this is so divine, this is fiction. That is what that is the thought process is there. So let's first of all clear that thing, that Bhagavad Gita and Mahabharata is not a mythology, it's a history. Second, it is not a fiction. Everything is a fact that has happened right here on this earth. In India, near the capital of India, Delhi, the Kurukshetra is still there on the same name, and Delhi, the capital of India, was in the Prasth at that time, and both the places are mentioned there, geographically present on this earth. First of all, set that standard. It's a fact, not a fiction. It's a history, not a mythology. And then we can start. Then how it started. Everything is related to the current real world. How it started is there was a battle between Kauravas and Pandavas. Pandava was the side of Dharma and Kaurava was the side of the Adharma. They were fighting for the kingdom. Kauravas were not sharing the rightful share to the Pandavas, what they were asking. And Duryodhana asked them to come into the battle and then decide. Therefore, all the kings of the entire world, around the world, gathered in the battlefield of Kurukshetra to fight against each other. Some kings were towards the Pandavas, some kings were towards the Kauravas. So they thought that Pandavas have very small army and therefore there are few kings or kingdoms fighting with them, and there are large kingdoms fighting with Kauravas because the chances of winning Kauravas were more, but because the wisdom was there towards Pandavas, so Sri Krishna was there. So this is all the setting, and then the battleground was set up. On the first day of the battle, Arjuna was the main fighter from the Pandavas, and he wanted to see that whom he is fighting against. What are the other people? He already knew that whoever is on the other side, they know them. So he asked Krishna to take him to the middle of the battleground, and Krishna obliges with that. Once he goes there, he finds that whoever is in front of him, there are his grandfathers, there are his uncles, his brothers, all of the people, his gurus. He knew them. Then he thinks that if I have to kill these people just to get the land, then it's better that I don't do this fighting and I will just let it go like this. He was not on the path of his duty, of his karma. And from that thing, therefore, the first chapter is told as Arjuna Vishada Yoga, that is, Arjuna is now sad, and in that he has told a lot of logic to Sri Krishna. And from the second chapter, Sri Krishna started teaching him the right path of the karma. That is how the battle started, and that is how the Bhagavad Gita started. Bhagavad Gita is divided into 18 chapters from the teaching of Sri Krishna to Arjuna. So it's basically a conversation between two individuals, and it's the knowledge of the entire era, and it's the wisdom of the entire era, which is the guide to the life. And here we are going to talk about the Bhakti Yoga because that is the most important part for the kids. In Bhagavad Gita, there are 18 chapters, more than 700 shlokas. Each shloka is a life transforming. If you follow just one, for example, Karmanyavadikarastu Mavalusu Kalachana, you just follow your right path. Don't be attached to the fruit of it. There are lots of other things. We are going to talk about the Bhakti Yoga, that is chapter 12. There are 20 shlokas in Bhakti Yoga, which is the smallest adhyay, and there are shlokas which kids should start with learning, that how to actually do the learning and teaching. So that is how we are going to teach about the basics of Bhagavad Gita. The teaching comes later, but first of all, let's set the expectation clear that it's not a fiction, it's a fact, and it's a life guide which is going to guide you throughout the life, be it the path of the life or be it the decision making process. This is what the topic is today. Thank you.